morning, hello, welcome back. If you are not familiar with my vlogs, because I usually vlog on my other channel, then this is going to be a bit of a different video for you. I was looking through my makeup and deciding what I wanted to pack for holiday, and you know, looking through my multiple different makeup bags, which am I going to take? I think this is my favourite. It's my most used. It's the most compact, but I can fit so much in it, but it's still a nice, like when I get there it opens like this and it stays that way. So I have hand washed this before and it just cannot be clean. It's like a satiny lining as well. I was planning on picking everything out and filming like a travel makeup bag today, but I realised I can't do that until I clean the makeup bag. So you can come with me on that journey today. How lucky you are, and we'll see what actually works. And in kind of a like shop with me style, or shop my stash, I thought we would go through and pick out the makeup that I'm going to take as well. So I'm going to kind of talk you through some of the stuff that I think I'm going to take because I've been really enjoying it, and then maybe we'll pick some fun stuff too. So this is the foundation I've been using most of all, the Hydra Luminous Moisturising Foundation from No. 7. I'm tempted to just throw this in the bag, but I don't know if it's the most long wearing foundation that I own. I think I'm going to revisit my double wear. I'm probably going to take the No. 7 as well. I have space. But I'm going to revisit the double wear, which I haven't worn in so long, but it is just my all-time best. If I need this to stay on, this is staying on. The shade I've got is Bone. Because in New York, there is still a mask mandate, and indoors pretty much everyone wears masks everywhere. So although that's not an issue for me, if I'm vlogging and frequently wearing a mask, taking it off outside, I want my makeup to at least not be like crazy and patchy. I've been breaking out loads recently, and it's in weird places. Like I usually break out around my chin because I have lots of hair on my chin that I pluck, epilate, do lots of things with. But I use like an antiseptic spray afterwards, which usually stops me from breaking out. But I've had them kind of in weird, like here, around here. I don't know if it's stress. I know that different parts of the face are associated with different reasons why you break out, but I don't know what they are. This is usually hormonal. But yeah, a strange situation. I did just find this. I've been looking everywhere for this and it was in the back of a drawer. So this is my all-time favourite spot cream. As soon as I've done everything I need to do today, I'm going to give myself a facial, and that facial will end in massive dollops of that stuff on my face. So as skincare pre-makeup, I don't do kind of primers specifically. I like a priming spray, but I'm not going to do that this time because I am taking something else. So I've got my I don't know what, is it called a Pew? This brand. This is an SPF that I really like. I was sent this. I also purchased it myself. I can never find a link to this, so apologies, but that is the SPF I'm taking. I'm also taking the Pixi Rose Flash Balm, which is an instant skin booster. If you like the Clarins Flash Balm, very similar. This particularly, I think for on the plane, I'm really going to try to limit what I take on the plane because I'm such a pack rat. And I think I'm going to take just the absolute bare minimum electronics that I need, and a little bit of skincare and wipes and things like that in the clear plastic bag. I'm not taking any makeup. All my makeup is being packed and going in the hold, which is, but since it's quite a stressful thing travelling at this time, I want to make it as streamlined as possible when we go through security. So that's the plan. Like I said, it's been a million years since I actually was wearing this on a regular basis. I always like to have a bottle of it because I know I can rely on it. And it's one of those things that all dependent on how you apply it, what you apply it with, whether or not you build it up, that kind of thing. You can get a totally different foundation from one thing. I like to put it on this way very lightly. It just gives me a light medium coverage, but I know that it's going to last. It's fairly okay when it comes to oil control. Just going back over a little bit more in the areas I feel like I need a little bit more coverage, and I'm using a dry sponge to do that. I would say if your skin is particularly dry, you're going to need a lot of hydration before applying this, and it sets quite quickly, so you need to work rapidly. Everything in my current makeup box is covered in little bits of lipstick because I sharpened a lip pencil and the pencil sharpener exploded, so this is me like cleaning it off things. So it's just like everything's like a little bit dirty to do with cleaning all of my makeup before I pack it. The offending pencil sharpener, it wasn't the fault of the pencil sharpener, very much user error because I overfilled it, but hey ho. It's quite funny because when I used to wear this foundation, I used to think of it as like a really lightweight like you can't even feel it on your skin kind of foundation. I'm going to have to go back and look at my reviews because at some point I reviewed all of the different kinds of double wear foundation. There were loads. I'll try and remember to link them all below, but I probably won't. But I'd quite like to go and watch one of those reviews myself because this feels like a mask to me. I'm now used to such lightweight formulas that this is like super, super heavy. I can definitely feel it on my skin. So I'm definitely taking this one with me as well because I just want something that I know is more comfortable, especially if you're going to be out all day and not wearing a mask maybe quite so much. So this is kind of a pile of things that I think I'm taking right now. I had a bit of a brainwave. I don't usually have face wipes in, but I've got them specifically for the trip. I wonder whether or not face wipes might be the way to clean this. This came up so nicely. I'm gonna let it dry and then have another go. But this is like, it just came up so nice. I'm watching someone else's travel makeup videos right now. The only annoying thing is because this is fabric on the inside, that is actually something that went through this. So I was able to clean this side, but I wasn't able to clean the side that you actually see from the outside. That's not the end of the world. I really just wanted to clean it up inside. I have scrubbed and scrubbed that before with like washing up liquid and stuff, but obviously I needed something that was specifically for makeup. So I'm actually really glad we're doing this prep because I got out my Fenty Beauty bronzer, which has been my absolute favourite. Ever since I received this, they did send this to me, and I wouldn't have necessarily picked it up because cream bronzer, I didn't love the Chanel one everyone loved. I was just, and the colour I've got is 02 Butter Biscuit. I love this, but I use it with a brush and buff it onto my skin. And because my foundation has set the way that it has, I thought that's not going to work. So I'm using the sponge again because I don't want to do anything that might lift the makeup off underneath. And I think this is going to work. The idea is always when I do travel makeup, I pack everything way in advance. I mean, several days minimum, because you need to be getting ready from that travel makeup bag several times to see whether or not you're actually missing anything. So by the time you actually see what I'm taking, I could have made some tweaks. I feel a bit weird about the loose powder because everything I use at the moment is not at all matte. Whereas this has got kind of like a satin finish already. I don't know whether or not this is going to just be too much, but I definitely want to take the Misguided setting spray, and that really needs a loose powder to cling to, otherwise it gives you kind of like this plasticky face. You know, now I'm doing this, I'm thinking it's all this powder and baking that I actually think has caused my breakouts. I think I've got to the root of the problem. So this stuff is great. I originally did not like it at all. I still love the Morphe setting mist, and if it was down to make your makeup look absolutely amazing, if I was going out to like a Christmas party or something and I just wanted to look like my skin looked amazing, that's still the one that I would choose. But if I need something that's going to make my makeup seriously actually last, this stuff. So when I first used it, I didn't use it over the top of powder, and I just couldn't get over how it just put a shiny layer on my face. And people loved it, and I didn't understand. And I spoke to someone who told me it absolutely had to have a loose powder underneath. And she was right. This will set to something much more lovely. Also, I've been doing my brows again recently. I'm actually considering getting them laminated. I have a strange relationship with tattoos. Love tattoos. They don't love me. They all blur. I never can get like a really, really sharp. They're never going to look like that on me forever. I have a strange healing in my body. I am prone to hypertrophic scars, which is a similar situation. They're kind of lumpy and strange. And I probably wasn't a good candidate for microblading in the first place. I'm fairly certain that I should have told the woman that originally did my microblading that I was prone to that kind of scarring, and she probably wouldn't have done it. But by the time I mentioned it to anyone, I'd already had it done so many times. She was like, well, I think you're okay, but you're just lucky. Anyway, they blur really, really quickly. I don't feel like I get that same individual brow look that other people do. Mine just kind of look like they're always filled in with powder, which is great, and I would have them done again. But I just want to see. I'm using a serum at the moment to thicken my brows. Which, fun fact, I said to Lee the other day, I'm using this serum and my brows are so much thicker, and he said, I thought you shaved your eyebrows off. So good to know where we're at in terms of observational skills from my husband. I want to kind of just see what I can do with my own natural eyebrows. So I am using that stuff, and I'm considering getting them laminated. But if you can recommend a good brow gel that really, you can really kind of push them up with, I feel like I'm in a whole new world. My brows are so rubbish, I never ever pluck them. I'm gonna have them, I think, tinted and shaped just before holiday, but I have not plucked my eyebrows in over a year. And only now I'm using the serum, I'm getting a few strays. Someone reminded me the other day about the Superstay Matte Inks from Maybelline, which are absolutely fantastic, but I wanted a colour that didn't exist. So I basically apply them both and mix them together on my lips. This stuff is indelible. Mega, mega, mega stay on. Like, I took off my makeup last night and I had to try several things to get this off, because my regular cleanser didn't work, my regular makeup remover didn't work, I had to use an oil. It was just like, this is on your lips now. In fact, when I woke up this morning, I still had a little bit of it on. And these are the two shades that I mixed together. Hopefully they're still both available. This is Amazonian and this is Dreamer. And together they make kind of like, almost like a MAC faux. A little pinker than that. I think it's pretty, I like it. So I still look a little powdery, but see this glow? I get like here where I haven't put too much powder on. Very, very glowy. And the T-zone where I've gone really heavy on powder will look better after I start to be a bit. This is the eyeshadow palette that I pulled out. I hardly ever wear this, but I feel like I should because it was so expensive. Again, this was a PR sample. And at the time I was just like, I would never ever buy this. I can't review this and tell you this is great because it costs so much money. Certain things I'm like, do you know what? That's nice. It's a nice splurge. But eyeshadow I really struggle with. So I'm going to use it because I have it and it's really, really nice. But some of these eyeshadow palettes are insanely priced. I'm so happy with how this has come up. It's great. Right, so I'm going to clean the makeup now. The brushes are coming next, but I figure since I've got some makeup wipes out, I may as well use them for this too. I was going to be lazy and only clean the makeup that I was planning on taking, but instead I cleaned all the makeup that was in my current box, put everything back away, sorted out the offending pencil sharpener, which I think is in here somewhere. It's here. It's here. You will be coming with me. And so now my everyday makeup box is actually going to be pretty much everything I'm going to be taking. I'll just decide over the next week whether or not anything can be switched out, etc. So next job is to clean the brushes. And we're downstairs. This is not the most conventional way of washing brushes, but this is how I like to do it. I get to watch a Christmas movie while I wash my brushes. And I'll keep the dog company. Not that he seems to be in any way interested that I'm here. Also, my Christmas tree is up. That is my dryer. It sounds like the house is going to come down. So now the brushes are all clean, I started to pull out some of my skincare and things that I might need. I did buy these. I'm not sure. Answers on a postcard for this one. Are all eye drops the same? So can I decant this into the eye mist that I usually use and use it the same way in a mist? Because I prefer that, but this is a lot cheaper. So lip balm, obviously an absolute essential. Actually, I need to get some Vaseline because I like to put Vaseline. This is going to sound weird. I don't know if this is like an old wives' tale, but I think I read somewhere at some point, and it really stuck with me, that you should put Vaseline inside your nose because it helps to stop you from getting a cold and stuff like that. It like catches things so they don't. I don't know. Probably complete nonsense. But the reason I do it now is because on the airplane I get so dry everywhere, super dry in my nose, and I tend to get it's just really, really painful, and it'll bleed while I'm on holiday. So now I put Vaseline up there and it's not a problem, but it's a weird thing. Possibly a travel tip, possibly a TMI. Now in terms of the masky stuff, I think I'm going to pick one. So I've got the Origins Drink Up Mask, the Nourishing Bobby Brown Mask. Then I've got this Flight Mode, which is probably the least obvious one because it just looks like a gel. But because we'll be wearing a mask on the plane, I just don't know what I'm going to want to do. So I usually take those. Did I tell you about this already? So I first tried this actually on a flight to New York. I'd just been to see someone from Elizabeth Arden who gave me some things and I was like, wow, this is really cool. I have never looked better getting off a flight, and that bottle lasted me a really long time. I bought another one and this is my third. It's just a really, really nice hydrating mist, really inoffensive scent. I wouldn't have a problem using this like in a contained area. It doesn't really smell very much of anything. Not like the original 8-Hour Cream, don't panic. But it's just really, really refreshing. You could also use it as a toner in your skincare as well. So that's why I'm not bringing a priming spray or anything, because I think I'm probably going to get this skincare down to a really small amount, and that's going to be one of the things. I'm obviously taking my Skin and Me, and I want to take my Astral but this is way too big. So I think this is really, really old. It's a sample of a fresh Lotus Youth Preserve face cream, and I never used it, which is shameful because this would have been quite expensive. I'm going to wash this out and I'm going to fill it with Astral. And this is going to be my toiletries bag. So everything that I decide to take, everything skincare, my toothbrush, etc., everything has to fit in here, and that is my I suppose my parameter for myself. But I think this is also the same size as those bags that you have to decant into at the airport, because although I'm not actually taking my makeup with me on the plane, I mean, I am, but you know what I mean? It's not going to be in my carry-on or in my handbag. I will be taking my skincare because I will be using that the morning of. So that's kind of it. I will give you a full rundown of like what's in my travel makeup, what's in my carry-on as and when I actually pack them. But I thought it might be interesting to do a little bit of prep with you. And it also gives me a little bit of time, because I don't actually have to pack for another week or so, for you guys to give me some suggestions, answer some of the questions that I asked, and let me know what you think. I am super impressed with how this makeup is lasting. I'm 100% taking the double wear. I can feel it on my face right now. I'm tempted to just put a mask on and just like potter around the house and do the stuff I need to do just to see how it wears here, because it's just, this has been a few hours because I've been doing other things as well, and it's lasting really, really well and not even slightly shiny, and I'm quite warm. So watch this space. I'll let you know what it ends up being, the final bag. But thanks for watching. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe. If you enjoy this kind of here, there and everywhere vlog style mania, then I am vlogging every single day over on my other channel, which will be linked below as well. And I will see you guys on Friday.